What's that? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share this to the email so you guys that are not on Facebook can join in to this session. All right. So we're going to schedule that for now and send. Perfect. Okay. So I'll get back over here. We are learning, y'all. We are learning. Now we need to go ahead and get our Facebook up. Here we go. I see one person on. What's going on? We're about to go live. I just wanted to send out that email to you guys that are not on Facebook, so you don't miss out. If you had any questions while the live is going on, you will be able to post your comments. All right. And we are going to get started in 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Ricari, your dad's calling you.
But sure you got your call, of course, right?
Yeah, yes. All right, guys, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. I see William just got my message. All right. So I have Ferguson on one. Guys, welcome, welcome. We have about 2 minutes before I start. Just wanted to make sure I had both of these live sessions going. I have individuals that are not on Facebook on the one side, and then our individuals that are on Facebook on the other. So I definitely just wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to join into this live, especially if you had any questions that you wanted addressed while we're on here. Okay, so I am going to give it just another minute. We are a little bit early. Hey, James, I see you made it on. Good job. Good job. Definitely. And I see you're on Facebook. So awesome. I'm glad we were able to get that connection rolling here. And again, the individuals that are on YouTube, I cannot see who you are unless you post something. If you put a chat message in there, your name, then I'll be able to see who you are. So if you want to remain anonymous, then just stay quiet. I won't know. All right. But if you have any questions, guys, you can definitely put the comments in the comment section. Hey, Michelle, I see you over there. If in fact you want to ask any questions that are personal or private, then go ahead and send me an email. And of course, the email that we are using is the bosseslifenow@gmail.com. All right. Sorry, that's my husband. I can hear us echoing. On the comments that are within the course, that of course is open to everybody. So anybody and everybody that is participating in the course, if you put comments in any of the sections, that is open to everybody. All right. So I see we are now at 8 o'clock and we are going to go ahead and get started. So I definitely post on the Facebook group as well as sending out the emails to individuals, letting you know what the topics are going to be. So we are just recapping right now what we went over last week, just making sure that everybody had a chance to do your work. Now, we have quite a few students and several of you guys. I see Ashley. How you doing? Hi, Holly. Hi, Adriana. Hopefully I said that right. Glad you guys made it on. But a lot of you guys did not complete your courses. And if you did, you didn't share them, which is quite all right as well. However, if you would like to have the feedback, make sure that you are printing out the worksheets, doing the work, and then you can email those. You can take a picture of them and email them right to the Boss's Life Now if you would like to have feedback. I've had several of the students already do that, and we were able to go back and forth, make some adjustments for some folk, and others were just spot on, which was excellent. And I do know that a few of the students, again, that have reached out are still working on some of their goals, because after going through and really reading the questions and sitting down and thinking about everything, they realized that they really didn't know as much as they thought. They didn't really know really what their goals were and how they were going to achieve those goals. So if you have not yet taken the time to go through the course, do so. Okay, definitely do so. Now, I do have my iPad up. One day I'm going to learn how to do the screen mirroring. I believe I have to download another app. But for the meantime, I'm just going to do it this way. All right. So I'm logged into the course. When you log in to your 0 to 6 figures course, it's going to look like this. So on this side, you have all of the topics, and then you're going to be able to view it. And it looks the same way on the computer. You're able to move throughout the course and click on anything that you need. All right. So if you clicked on the objection, I'm shopping around, and you scroll up, here's going to be the rebuttal for I'm shopping around. All right. Throughout the course, some of the topics have video, others you have to read. And I know we do not like to read. And this is why last week I said, you have to carve out time for yourself. You should give yourself at least an hour a day to be able to build the inner man up. All right. Throughout the weeks, I will definitely have videos added to each and every section. And that's why I'd said early on that the next session for classes, the course will most likely be a lot more, because it will have all of the videos and everything already in on the platform. Okay. But that is how you navigate through your system. I'm sorry, let me just take it back, because there's one other thing. On each one of the sections, down below is a comment section. All right. And that is what I had stated in the beginning, that you're able to put comments throughout every single section in this course. The reason I left that open also is because I am building this up with you guys. I have core information. I have a ton of information for life insurance agents that, of course, with the company that I represent, that has to be approved before I can put that out. So that's in the works. But everything else is here, right? And you can put comments, right? They are doing telesales. That is not in the platform. However, I was able to send over information to them about the telesales. I was able to look at different scripts and revamp scripts, and then some, just talk them through what they already have. Raheem is crazy. Thank you, babe. Conversations via, I can get a better understanding as to what they're looking at and what results, what they're looking for. Okay, so that is that mentoring that is included in this program as well. So don't cut yourself short. Don't cut yourself short. Raheem said, if all of my teachers look like you, I would have loved school. You are a mess. You are a mess. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. Hello there, Miss Diane. I see you on here. And Tania and Carr as well. So I'm not going to go back through, because we have 1,000 students. So I'm not going to give everybody shout outs because we'll be on here for 3 hours. However, guys, thank you for clicking in. So that is how we navigate through the school. You do not have to go through one section, complete it, then go to the other. I will note at the top of your course, at the top, you can go to previous or the next section. So you don't have to go and navigate and scroll up and down. You can just go through each one. However, I do know that a lot of you guys are in the field and you're agents and you're looking for quick answers for objections. They're right there. Okay. If there is an objection that you are receiving or have received that is not in here, let me know and we'll make sure that we add it. I think the only one that I can think of that is not on this course is I need to pray about it. I think that's the only one that is not in there is I need to pray about it. So I'll let you know. If somebody tells you, I just really need to pray about this before I make any type of decisions, one of the main things that I say is, listen, do you want to pray together? Or I can go ahead and step outside and make a few phone calls because I have a few people I need to touch base with, and then I'll come back in, right? So that allows them to give them that time. Or even when you're in the area, say, listen, that is no problem at all. I completely understand that. I'm going to go ahead and go to my next appointment, and I'm going to check back with you before I head back into town. Some people really do need to pray about it. They are just that type. Some people use that as a smokescreen. So if you're in a home and you're paying attention and you notice that, they have Bibles everywhere, things are highlighted, they may be serious, right? If you don't even see a cross anywhere or even the word anywhere, they may still be serious too, but it may be a smoke screen. So we definitely want to just read the body language. We want to make sure that we are paying attention to what they're saying all the way through that presentation. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions at all? Let me scroll through and look at this before I go through. Again, if you completed your goals and you want me to check them, you would like it to have another fresh set of eyes to look at that and help you through that process, or even going back and forth, email me, bosseslifenow@gmail.com. Same thing with your passion, right? Same thing with the vision boards. Post them on the Facebook group. Feel free, post them on there. I'll post mine up there. I have a couple different ones. Allow the other students to help you through that. This is a partnership. We're all working together. So don't be afraid to do that. One of the main reasons why we set this university up is because of the fact that so many of you individuals do not have anybody else that you can kind of rub elbows with and get ideas and grow with. So that's why we are all here. Okay. So moving to the next thing, your whys, your goals. You should be excited about your goals. I wonder, has anybody actually created like a goal board to help you keep track of your steps? Has anybody done that? Paul has the smoke screen. Hey, Monica, has anybody literally created like a chart where you can just check off, like say if your goals were 6 apps a week, did you create something to say, okay, I need to make sure that I'm getting 6 apps per week, right? These are things that help you to stay on track. And if not, something that we need to do, okay? I've received several emails this week with individuals having a hard time with discovering their passion. Really discovering their passion. And I've asked them to reach out to loved ones, to friends and family members, to ask them, how are they viewed by others? Sometimes whenever we don't talk enough about, or even, none of us like to talk about ourselves, except for the old people that we go see. That's all they want to do is talk about themselves, right? But us younger folk, a lot of us do not ever really talk about ourselves because we feel like it's bragging or boasting, or somebody would judge us. And so a lot of times throughout life, throughout relationships, we get lost. We absolutely, like how your life turned out and you want to change. And in order to change, it takes identifying who you are in order to see what you need to change to get to the next level, or what you need to bring out in order to get to the next level, right? And these questions, they make you think. What did you want to be when you grew up? Some people know, some don't. I wanted to be a teacher. So like, I'm loving this right now. What did you do for fun? Right? It's making you think back. And I know a couple years back, thinking about what did I do for fun, I really had to think about that, because I had been working and working and working and working and being in a relationship and raising kids and doing everything else. I forgot about me. I forgot, it was like, what do I like? People say, you want to do this? Okay. You want to do that? Okay. It was never really a thought of what did I really want to do, because it just didn't matter. It should matter. Okay. What are your favorite things to do? It's like favorite makes you think, right? What do other people say are your strengths? So this is, again, asking people that know you, what do they think your strengths are? And then match it up to what you thought your strengths were. See how close you are. What do you enjoy talking about? If you ever think about whenever you first meet somebody and they ask, well, what do you do? What is the first thing that comes out of your mouth? Is it, oh, I'm a wife? Is it, oh, I'm a mother of so many kids? Is it, oh, I'm a life insurance agent? Oh, I sell so, like, what is the first thing that comes out of your mouth whenever you meet somebody new and you're starting to have that awkward conversation, right? Where have you worked in the past? Identifying the different positions that you held in the past can definitely help you to identify your strengths and your weaknesses and things that you like. You're probably going to see some commonalities in these different positions that you've held in life, right? Which jobs would you love to try? Like, what would you love to try to do, if anything in the world, and get paid for? Something to think about. And which jobs were terrible for you, or even sound terrible? What are the things that, you definitely would not want to experience? I know that. I mean, straight off the top of my head, I said a garbage man. I would never want to be a garbage man. I have all the respect in the world for the garbage man. I have the respect for my husband and my son to take out the garbage. I just don't want to. I don't like the bugs. I think it's nasty. And think about the garbage man. It doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's sleeting, if there's ice, they're out in all conditions all the time, period. And I think they make a good bit of money. I believe they make over 100,000 as well. So, I mean, they get paid for it, but not me, not me. So that's it for the recapping of our course. Guys, go into the class and print out those worksheets. Are downloadable. So all you have to do is hit the arrow, the down arrow to download, and you're able to save the copies right on your computer. You can print them out. So you don't have to take a notebook and rewrite all the questions to do the answers. You can print those worksheets right from the course. All right. Some people did screenshots, but you can download them and print them out. I love it. Diane said her goal is 10 apps a week, and she checks them off as she goes. I love it. I have this one game that I used to play all the time, which was trying to get 100 no's in a calendar month. And so that helps you to stop thinking of the no's as a negative and thinking of them as, okay, that's next. That's getting me closer to my goal. And on the little, the game sheet, as you're crossing off the no's, there's blocks for you to put in your cells. And then you'll start to see the activity. How many no's took you to get to a yes all the way through to the end of the month. Maybe I'll add the game section to this course as well. We have several different games that help you to stay on track and to think things through differently. All right. So where are we going next? We are going to understanding your position. Understanding your position. This is stop being a professional visitor. Now, I hope my lovely student, which I'm not going to say the person's name because I didn't ask, but I hope this individual was on the call, because, oh my goodness, when I received this email, I remember being in a home for 3 4 hours just for them to love me and want me to come back because we had such a great time. They didn't want to give me a check because they felt that that was going to be the last time that they saw me. How you doing, John? I see you over there. And I would leave the house. I would know the grandkids, the great grandkids, everything, all the stories, and no check. I didn't do my job. And so you have to remember that you are there professionally, although you have to be warm to them. You have to get to know them. They have to learn to trust you. You can do that all throughout the presentation. All right. So you do not have to sit in a home for the first hour, warming up and getting them to trust you before you go into your presentation and talk about why you're really there. I don't know about you, but I remember times when I did that and then they were like, oh my God, I forgot I needed to go X, Y, and Z. And I never even went over the presentation, right? Time is very important. It is very valuable. And we have to make sure that we understand that when we're out, what is our position? At that point, when we're door knocking, our position is to go in to give that information. We're there to find the need. So there's certain questions that we want to ask in order to be able to fill that need, right? We need to do that assessment, whether you're doing term policies, whole life, annuities. There's certain bits of information that you need in order to understand what product you're going to sell them and what they need, right? We're business owners. Time is money. We don't have time to be in a house for 3 hours, all right? Even with those loved ones, and I do, trust me, I have my GPS with my favorite folk. I have hearts where I'll get into the car and I will put a favorite on that address because I know that when I'm back in that area and there is time that I can stop back over to see them and they say it's okay, I do. I enjoy being able to do that, right? And so I'll put it in my GPS that I heart it. So when it's a favorite, it becomes a heart. So as I'm driving through my counties, little hearts pop up all over. And I'm like, oh, and then I use my iPad through the map view to see who it is, right? So we are professionals. We are not professional visitors. We are not there to become friends, family with them. We don't want to come back and go to a barbecue. You might, but business. All right. And when you position yourself that way, they understand that this is business and they stop pushing you to the side. They stop saying, oh, I need to think about it. Oh, when can you come back? Right. Okay, Paul. Paul said they only work one day a week. Right. You don't want to do that. Right. You do not want to do that. Oh, thank you, David. David said that watching on the YouTube is better than the Facebook Live. Thank you for letting me know that. Maybe we all can just switch over there and I'll just share the video afterwards. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, we definitely want to understand our position. So how do we position ourselves correctly when we are at that door? So I have my binder, right? And I'm at the door. Now, when I have, this is my calendar, but if it's my binder, I would have my clipboard on top and I always print my leads to a page. So it's cut in half. Right underneath it is the copy of the letter that Lincoln, my company, has sent out, right? So when I'm at that door and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm here to go over this information that you requested. Now, when you filled this out, was it just for you or you and another loved one? Right? So I'm asking that question first and they'll tell me, oh, okay. Well, I didn't think anybody was coming to the door. Well, you know what? It's no problem. A lot of times we try to call you guys. If there was a phone number, you all don't answer anybody's calls, just like I don't answer my phone. But listen, I'm in between appointments. You see here, they, and I always say the company as though I'm working for somebody else. Well, I am. But I say they have me up here to see 20 people in the next 2 days. I promise I do not have too much time. Where can we sit? Only takes about 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll answer any questions that you have. Right there, I am actually letting them know I'm not going to be in here all day. I'm reminding myself I do not want to be in here all day. I'm pointing to the extra lead. So I will have, I don't care if this is my last door. I put the leads right back up underneath and I let them know, listen, I have 20 people I need to see in the next 2 days. I promise I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Where can we sit? Now, obviously, if you guys know that your presentation is an hour long, I mean, we're usually in there an hour or two. I was going to say, don't say that, but we're usually in the house for about an hour as well. Our presentation is very simple. However, we are going to be warm and fuzzy and talk to that person, right? So we don't just grab that check and go. We want to ask for family, referrals, all of that good stuff. So again, the nugget is letting them know it's only going to take a few minutes. I'm in between appointments and I have several people I need to see within the next 2 days. That's going to help you, because now when you're in the house and they are trying to take you down that rabbit hole, like my little lady yesterday, my word, she had a story for everything. And I had to let her know, ma'am, remember, I'm in between appointments. And because I said that at the door, that gave me the permission to look at my watch. So it wasn't being disrespectful, right? Because I said that at the door. So she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, honey. Go ahead and get done. Go ahead and get done. And so then I was able to finish with the questions. Okay. Again, that is not being disrespectful. We are business owners. We have other families that we are here to protect, period. Okay. And again, hopefully my student is on here, so they receive that. Also, your position when you are on the telephone. When you are on the phone, calling to set appointments, your position at that time is not a life insurance agent. It isn't. Your position at that time, if you are not doing telesales, your position is you are calling to set appointments. You are the appointment setter. That is it. When they tell you, oh, well, can you tell me a little bit about it? Can you refresh my memory? Ma'am, I do apologize, but I have about 27 more calls I need to make in the next 10 minutes. I apologize. I'm going to be in the area. Listen, it doesn't take but 10 to 15 minutes for me to go over this while I'm there. What is better for you, between 9 and 11? Or is it better between, 11 and 2, right? Put them in that appointment. Some people like to do, I know you heard what I said, 9 to 11 and 11 to 2 or 11 to 1. Some agents like to do windows, appointments in windows. So you might be able to put 5 people in that window, right? Just depending on the area that you're working, how far your leads are from each other, and maybe not even being familiar with if this house is 15, 20 minutes or even an hour away, because sometimes looking on the map is not the true. It's not true. It looks like it's around the corner and it's an hour away. So you just want to make sure that you are giving yourself time. And I love to give windows, because if I say I'm going to be there at 1, but the house before ended up having 4 people in that home, I'm talking to everybody. So I'm going to be there a little longer. And I don't want to sit in a house feeling uncomfortable or feeling like I'm going to be late for this next appointment because I had them set for 1 o'clock and it's now 12:15 and I didn't completely close. You guys understand? You following me? Thumbs up if you're following me. Let me know. So understanding your position at the door, let them know that you're in between appointments. You're only going to be a few minutes. You're not going to take up too much of their time. Thank you for that. And then when you're in the home, if it gets to be, like they're taking you down this rabbit hole, remind them, oh my God, I would love, and you can even touch their arm, right? Sorry, that's the dog and Raheem running through. But you can even touch their arm and say, oh, you know what? I would love to sit here and visit with you. But I promise, I definitely have to stick to the program, make sure I'm getting you taken care of. And I don't want to rush near the end. Is that all right? And they'll be like, oh, baby, they baby you to life. They baby you to life, right? It's not disrespectful. You are there for business and they know that. Thank you guys for the likes. All right. Understand your position. You are there for business. The other thing I want to add to that position is when another conversation earlier today, when you are in that home, you do not want, I'm going to get to that question in a minute, William. You do not want to ask the client, what do they want? Okay. Again, understanding your position, you are a professional. That is why we're asking certain questions to find the need. And then we are going to make that decision as to whether or not, oh, I need to give them a quote for 10, 15, 20,000, they need accidental, based on the questions that we're asking. You do not ever want to ask them, well, what do you want? I definitely have heard people say, well, what can you afford? Listen, if you ask me what can I afford, I'm going to tell you nothing. But if this is something that I really need and I understand the value of this program, I'm going to pay what I have to, whatever it is, right? There's a difference. There's a difference. And it made me, I thought about this after the phone call. I remember Raheem and I, we had a young man come to the house for the security system. Okay. And both of us was running a little late. We were both in the field. I ended up getting home before him. The guy was out in the driveway. I'm just waiting. And Raheem sent me a message and said, listen, just go ahead and get started. William, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to get back over to that question. And I said, okay. So I got out the car and I'm tired, but I don't know this individual, right? So I'm like, hey, how you doing? You can come on in. My husband's right around the corner. And the guy comes in. I mean, he's like, got his his clipboard, and he's just walking. Energy is super low. And I'm thinking, oh my God. Like, I'm not dealing with you. I cannot deal with you because I've been running all day. I've been talking to people all day. I've been high energy all day. And then you're coming to tell me about a product that I need. And you're coming in, I don't care if you're mad that I was a couple minutes later, my husband's running behind or not. Get it together. That's what I was thinking, right? He's Donnie Downer. And he comes in and he sits down. I ask him if he would like something to drink or what have you. And Raheem comes in. Raheem was like literally right around the corner. He comes in and he had been working all day as well, right? But he came in. He's like, oh, God, you shook his hand. Sorry, I was a couple minutes behind. I mean, we weren't even 10 minutes, honestly. He's like, my fault. I'm so glad you waited for us. This and that. And at this point, I'm in the kitchen, like I'm over it. I don't even want to be bothered with this guy. But I remember he sat down and he opened up this binder. No conversation, no looking around. He just opened up this binder and he said, so what are you guys looking for? You remember that, Raheem? He said, what are you guys looking for? And I looked at Raheem. I just laughed. I just was like, you know what, babe, you got this. I'm tired. I was over it. And we both knew at that point we were not signing anything. Like, I was over it. He was already done, right? And the guy was just like, well, I mean, this is what we have. And Raheem was real good. He dealt with that better than me. That was a couple years ago. I've grown up since, still growing. But I was gone. I was like, I can't. And we didn't buy anything. But guess what happened? The very next day, Raheem was right back on the internet with the next company. And we had another guy that came out. I don't even know. It was a couple of days later. This guy came out. Same situation. We were still running because you guys know, we are always running, right? And he was like, hey, how you doing? Well, since I was here before you, I took the opportunity to walk around your house and I took some notes and I see that you have, he took the initiative, right? He walked around the house. He counted how many windows we had. He seen what doors we had, the sliding doors, so for the so on. So he said, listen, it's all right. That gave me some time to do this. And it was more. It was significantly more. And we wrote the check. His energy was good. He took the initiative. He didn't ask us what we wanted. He told us what we needed, because that's not our job. That's why we call it the professional. So again, we are the professionals, right? We are asking the questions. We need to kind of survey, and we're surveying by asking certain questions to our clients. And then we feel the need based on what we know we have in our back pocket, what products we have, and what will fill that need. Okay. And have that confidence. They called you. They allowed you to come into that home. You're something special. You are. Now I'm going to go back to William's question. He put, what do you say in 15 minutes? William, no, most of our presentations are our conversations are about an hour as well. The presentation is not. We do final expense and it is not that long at all. We ask certain questions in the beginning. We may get into some stories if an individual wants to share a recent funeral or cremation that they dealt with, especially if that loved one did not have any life insurance, we get into that pocket. We want to ask them, well, well, how was that? Can you mind sharing, how did the family deal with that? Because that helps us close in the end. So again, most of the time we are in that house. My average is 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. And I'm doing pretty good with the persistency. I'm like 87 and 89. So I can do better if I, called more of my people that had fallen off. However, it's going to be about 45 minutes. Now, have I closed an app in 7 minutes? Yes. Yes, I have. I have done an app, not on the iPad, but on paper, standing up while a man was getting ready to leave. And he literally just handed me the check, which didn't even have Lincoln on it. And he was gone. He knew what he needed. He knew what he wanted. I asked the questions. I gave him the quotes. He gave me the check and he ran. But I sat on his porch. I filled everything out, the rest of the information. He just signed everything. I left him his copies in a folder in his door. And then I followed up with a phone call the next day and I went over the program. But I was able to do that over the phone, because you definitely want to make sure that you are solidifying that deal. Okay. 7-minute presentations, grabbing a check and running is not good, especially if you have to seal that. All right. So no, we're not really doing a presentation in 15 minutes. That is not the goal. We want to be there longer. And of course we want to get referrals. I didn't get any names from him. I didn't get any of his family members, phone numbers or anything like that. I had to call him back the next day. Good question though. We are professionals, Monica. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So understanding our position. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Why do leads say that they are not interested at the door? Right? Isn't that crazy? I know. Okay. So there's a few things that we definitely want to discuss about that. The first thing is our appearance. We always want to make sure that we look good. Try not to smell too good. Some of the seniors, they can't handle colognes and perfumes. So you definitely want to make sure that that is in order. Check your teeth before you get out of the vehicle. If you had that little piece of pepper, nobody's with you, that doesn't look good, right? Unfortunately, we are judged by everything. And when you're coming up the driveway, when you are coming up the steps, a lot of times they are already watching you. They're already watching you. If you have a bag that looks like that thick, like you have a ton of documents in there, a ton of papers, like you are going to be in my house for more than an hour, you're not getting in here either, because nobody has time. Like I said before, nobody wants to read. Nobody wants to take any time to do any of the things that they really need. They want everything like yesterday, period. Everybody wants to get the 6 figures yesterday, right? Without having to take in the work. It's not possible. It's not reality. However, we have to look like we are only going to be a few minutes. All right. Even brokers. I know you guys have those bags and I've seen it. I've been in homes where the brokers come up and we both sat in there and talked to the client at the same time. And I've seen that big old bag and I've seen it, right? My binder, literally with my binder and my clipboard that's it. That's all I'm carrying to the door. I don't have a bag or anything like that. And then my iPad, so we can do the secure app. If you guys can see that, this nice, lovely little case. It is on my website, ChristineAustinIll.com, on the Amazon, my shop Amazon. You can find this there. I carry this. It's a strap, and this is behind me, so I can do my secure app. If I need to stand and do it, I can just hold it in my hand, nice and easy. And right now I have the stand, and that's what I have my notes sitting in front of me. So I love that. And it's secure. So even when I dropped it, it's rubber going around it. So it's pretty secure. Love it. And it wasn't expensive at all. I look like I'm going to be about 10 minutes. If you have to have all of those products, guess what? You don't need all of that when you knock on that door, right? So when you're getting out the car, you can have the clipboard, or you can just carry, I know all Raheem carries is his iPad and the lead. And sometimes the lead is on the iPad. We have our presentation on the iPad. We have everything on the iPad. So he literally, and he doesn't have the case like mine, but he has his case. All he carries to the door is his iPad. That's it. So he definitely looks like he is going to be in and out. Strictly business. I'm in and out your hair, on to the next, right? But if you have to have all of your tools, it is understandable. That is your job. That is your position. But you do not need to come to the door with it. Have that bag sit nice and professional on your passenger seat, in the back seat, wherever it needs to be. When you come to the door, you don't need that to get in. You need to get in. Nice and easy. Once they say, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm definitely need to sit at the, okay, where can we sit? Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and grab my kit. Now you have permission to come in. Most of the time they'll walk on in and say, well, just come on in. Now you can go to the car and grab your bag. All right. Leave that bag on the side of you while you're in the house. Unless they have little critters running all over the place, then, you might want to keep the bag on the table or in your lap. But you definitely want to play that position that you're only going to be a few minutes. If you get a no at the door or inside, and how do you get referrals? Any success making lemonade from, oh my gosh. Yes. So there's a question David had posted on the Facebook side. If you get a no at the door or inside, and how do you get referrals? Any success making lemonade from a lemon? Yes. So one of the things that if somebody is kind of uncomfortable at the door, you can say, listen, there is no obligation to you at all. This information may be good for you or maybe somebody else that you know. Right now, you took that pressure off of that person, right? Everybody knows somebody that needs something. And most people want to help. So when you're saying that, like, it may be good for somebody else, I just want to go over this cash benefit that's available in this area. Now, we know that it's available everywhere, but when you use certain words, it rings their bells like, oh, this might be something special. And they want to hear about it, right? If in fact, I have had clients, David, that funeral paid for, definitely had money, they had annuities. I mean, they really were set up. And I would sit there after everything and I would say, okay, honey, well, what were you thinking about? You obviously was thinking about leaving somebody some extra money, maybe a grandkid. I'm like, you trying to leave somebody something? Why would you fill it out? And a lot of them are like, well, I don't know. I just wanted to know what it is. Okay, well, no problem. So for me, because we do have the family support service, right? I'll say, well, I understand that you have everything paid for and you do have money in the bank and you have annuity. So I still try to close and say, God forbid, the most expensive time of a person's life is usually the last 6 months. Your family members will most likely run through your annuity and your savings account. So this can just be that security blanket just in case something happens, and then see if they can get a little bit additional. If there's still a no, no problem. So listen, while I'm here, who do you know that, and again, this is for my company because we are able to qualify for the things I'm about to say. So of course, if you're with a different company, you say what applies to you. However, I'll say, okay, well, who do you know that may have just had a heart attack or a stroke? I may have COPD or emphysema or even cancer. Do you know anybody like that? And that jogs their memory to start thinking of individuals like, oh my God, cousin Susie. Listen, let me go. What's her cousin Susie? What's her number? Okay, let's call her right now. Let's see if we can go and get her some coverage so that they don't call you asking for a couple of dollars when she passes. We're gonna make sure we can get her taken care of because most companies won't cover that, or people think they can't get coverage because they had cancer or a heart attack. So you want to be creative in getting those names from people that do not buy. And sometimes after you've done a great presentation, they may not buy because they really don't need anything else. They still will give you a name. So I really think that it is because we don't ask, because we're uncomfortable. So we don't move. We think, oh, they didn't buy, so why would they give me a name of somebody else? A lot of times they do. All right, so I have another question. Hopefully, give me a thumbs up if that helped you out, David. And I have another question over here, William. They won't warm up. What's the price? Get to the bottom line. Yes. Okay. So and somebody is telling me, listen, I just need to know the price, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, you know what, is it a bad time? Is this a bad time? Because, I know that I just came door knocked. I'm actually in between appointments, but this is something that we really don't want to rush through because of the fact that it is one of the most important decisions that you will make for your family. And I do need at least 10 to 15 minutes because I'm sure you don't want to just know the price. You also want to know the product, right? You want to make sure you're making the right decision. And that shouldn't be just on price, right? And you see I'm shaking my head? So if it's just a bad time, let's set an appointment because I definitely want you to know exactly what your family is going to receive based on this price. But I promise you want Social Security and disability? Okay. Most of you guys are on a discounted net premium anyway. So I'm going to make sure to create a benefit that's going to fit your budget and your need, if at all possible. So where can we set? Again, don't rush into price because most companies, it's not apples and apples. They're apples and oranges and pears and peaches, right? You don't even know what they need. You don't know what their health conditions are. Excuse me. You don't know if they want to do cremation or burial. So you can't just give a price. And I tell them, listen, I can't just give you a price because there's questions I need to ask. And I've had people say, well, you know what? Excuse me. I've had people say, well, forget about it. And I'll say, okay, forget about trying to help your family or forget about trying to do it today. Because I just need to be clear because nobody else is going to come out to try to help you. So I just want to make sure you're saying that you don't want to help your family, right? So don't rush and just give quotes. I mean, how many times have you done it and it didn't work out? Sometimes it might, but after 7 years, and I would say most cases it doesn't work out because they need to know the value of the product. Excuse me. Hi, thank you, David. Thank you. Okay, we can add that in there. I'll add that in there. Excellent, excellent. Now, I think I had another question in here. We're doing good, guys. It's 8:43. Oh, this is a fun one. Different ways to generate free leads. And in the course, this is going to be found under Thinking Outside of the Box. Excuse me. I will upload the data now that we've gone over it on the call. Tomorrow it will be uploaded, but it will be found under the section Thinking Outside of the Box. So, free leads. Everybody around you is a potential client. Everybody, right? You have your apartment buildings, the senior high rises. You have companies all around you. You have small businesses, knowing that those small businesses 9 times out of 10 are not providing life insurance to their employees. You have daycares. You have, oh my God, Lakita, I don't know if she's on tonight or not. However, but Lakita, sweetheart, she sent me, okay, and I'm sorry, I'm going back. Diane said it never works when you just give a price. Thank you for that. Like, right. Lakita has sent me a picture of a kiosk that some of her peers found and ordered, and she's looking into where they ordered it from. I did not get that update. I wanted to have it before the call, but they ordered it from China. It is the cutest thing. You can literally like fold this thing up and carry it anywhere and put the thing together on a corner, any block that you wanted to, and actually stand there and like an ice cream stand, like the lemonade stand. I mean, my God, I thought that is genius, having your own little kiosk in the back of your car to pull out. You have, you know that individuals are getting ready to have a parade and it's up and down. Your block is on the main, the main drag, your house. You can put your little kiosk right in front of your house. Nobody can say you can't do that, right? In the parks when people are having cookouts, going through and just talking to people, having your cards readily available, right? I know that when I used to do Mary Kay back in the day, we would get those little baggies and we would put candy in the baggies with our business card, and we'd walk up to people, and it was an easy way to hand out our card because we always felt like we needed to give something to get something. Right. And as simple as, hey, how you doing? I just wanted you to know my name is Christine Austin Ill, and I provide a final expense program that pays your loved ones in 24 hours of claim approval with a phenomenal family support service to make sure that we get the best price possible. Have you ever heard about this benefit? Right? So whatever product you have, you need to have that quick little 5-second commercial, like 5 seconds, so you can get it out while you're handing the card, while they're reading it, to get the yes or no. Oh, well, you know what? There's no obligation. It's simple. I like to do, between 10 to 15 presentations a week, and it may be good for you or somebody else that you know. Again, putting it out there that you're going to be asking for names. All right. Raheem put a note on the Facebook side. He said, we never really need to go to work. We could simply work wherever we are. Gas stations, car washes, PTA meetings, gym, grocery stores, restaurants, we're eating, etc. Everyone is a potential client. Exactly. Everywhere. I know, Diane, I thought about you as soon as I seen that kiosk. You would have been one of the first ones that I sent that to, you as well as our daughter, Laquita, because you guys kind of do the same. But definitely, right? It's everywhere. You can create flyers, and if you're with Lincoln Heritage and any other company, I'm sure it is the same. You have to get those things approved, but they are quick with approving information, something as simple as a flyer, right? Because they want you to get out there and they want you to work. They want you to drum up business for the company as a whole. So don't be, afraid to do that. You know what? While I'm thinking about that, I'm actually going to add that section because I have tons of examples that I can post on in our course. So I just put that in there, like different, to give you ideas to kind of get your mind going. Different things that you could use to leave at daycares, right? Things that you can hand out. If you're with Lincoln Heritage, on our portal, they have flyers that you can just click, add your name, your phone number, and print them out. All right. They have several things that we could use. The inserts, which are phenomenal. You pay, I don't know, $130. You get 3,000 inserts that have everything that you need on there. And whenever somebody fills them out, it goes right to your email, right? Sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money to make money, but if you're out here and you're drumming up the business, you can easily do that. I mean, my God, my husband had the kids a couple years ago taking those inserts, and he actually had a contest with 2 or 3 of his new agents and the kids. Gave them inserts and told them to go through the park, Jazz Fest. And whoever came back with the most names filled out, I don't know, he gave them money or whatever. The kids won, go figure, right? No fair. They're like, hey, fill out this card. It's for insurance. Came back with all these cards. It was funny. So just getting outside of your comfort zone, right? Walking up and down the street, knocking on the doors, driving around in the area where you see that there's more cars than not, and getting out and servicing the neighborhood. They're everywhere. Everywhere. All you need is to introduce yourself and let them know that your store is open and that you have the best product ever, right? And the main product is you, because people are buying you. Then they're buying the product. Remember that. Remember that. I got you down, Diane. I know. Hi, Orlinda. Good to see you added to the call. So that is it. That is it that I have down on the list. I like to keep this as an hour long. I see the YouTube is better. So next week we may just do the YouTube. I'll send out an email and ask. I'll do a little poll to get, you guys feedback on that. If we need to just do both, I'll just do the both. It's no problem. But I definitely want you to be able to see, and I want to be able to receive your messages also. So this is a nice platform for me because I can see everything all at one time. The objections, again, you can scroll through the course. Do not have to go and hit next, 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 next. go on the side. I'll pull that back up for those that just logged in. And of course, when we finish this live, when it uploads, I will put it on the course under live recorded sessions. But again, on this side, you can scroll up and down and you can just press in on whatever section you need. You scroll up, you can read the information. Down the bottom, you could put any comment. And again, your comments are public. There's in several sections, people have put tons of comments. Thank you. I love that because it makes it easy for me to be able to address everybody. And it also helps other students because they can read it. It may be a question that they had that I already answered. So that just makes that run smooth because we all can be on the same page. But if you have private issues, email me. And again, that's bosseslifenow@gmail.com. All right. Anything else that you guys would like to go over real quick while we still have a couple? Yep, Monica, thank you. Again, Lincoln Heritage Agents, we have the door hangers also. Phenomenal. Those are already approved. They're already approved. And you can actually purchase the door hangers that have your name and your phone number and your email, whatever you put in, you can have it printed out that way, or you can have it printed out blank. I remember when I was new in the business, I didn't have that $100 and some odd to put towards flyers. So me and another agent, we split it. So we ordered the box that did not have anybody's name pre-printed. And then we stapled our name and information, or we just, well, I used the kids. So they wrote mine out. But you can do that as well. Okay. Make it work for you. Yes. Thank you, David. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm looking over to see if we have any other questions. I don't want to shut you guys down. If we have some questions on here, the objection section is helpful for me as a new agent. Yes. And Orlinda, you definitely practice the objections. Practice. And still, as I am continuing to add the videos to the course, I am sending out emails. I'm noticing a lot of you guys are not opening up the emails, so you're missing some things. So just go through the course several times. That's why it's a membership. So you can go back and forth at any time, whenever you want. But I am adding content daily to this course. All right. You guys are in at the ground level. So it's helping create the course. But again, 0 to 6 figures. 0 is starting from the bottom. It's starting at this mindset. It's starting at your goals. It's starting at your passion. It's starting at who are you and what is it that you really want? And understanding that you have to make some changes in you in order to do these next things. As far as the, oh, hey, Daphne. Okay. As far as, I forgot what I was going to say. I saw her message. I'm sorry. So Daphne put on there, which section of the university? Okay. So almost all of them are already complete, but I'm adding to them. So most of the courses, the introduction, of course, why do agents fail, your why, your passion, all the objections are already there, which are like the majority of the issues that we have as agents in the field. All of them, all of the objections are already there. The videos to tie into that is what I'm continuing to add. All right. So the scripts, what you say, how to deal with objections, the written format is there, but I've had people say, please start a podcast, and I need to finish things before I even try to learn a podcast. But that is also why we're doing videos. So I have 3 videos that are going to be uploaded, and it takes time for those to be uploaded. But I have 3 that are going to be uploaded tonight that will go into these sections. I'm just looking at this. The emotional cycle, I will post that on our Facebook group. Daphne, are you on the live Facebook group? I see you on my YouTube. Do you have Facebook or no? The organization will be completed as well. That is for our schedule. Raheem and I started doing the schedule this week. So I wanted to use that as an example for you guys, a new schedule. So that'll be completed within the next 2 days. I'll have that uploaded. The scripts and tips are already done. That's there. Okay. The Facebook group is Life, excuse me, it is the Life Now University. It's the group, Life Now University. Let me see if I'm able to even paste that on here. I don't know if you can click on that from YouTube or not. I sent out the emails to link into the group. I think about 5 of them. I try not to spam you guys with email, but I definitely have that out there. So hopefully you can click on that from the link I just added to the YouTube. All right. The management section will be a little while because I'm waiting for Lincoln Heritage on that. The majority of that data is a Lincoln Heritage part of management and tools. So whenever they complete their process, then that'll be available. So yeah, almost everything will be done by the end of next week. And then again, as far as the written portion, because I'm really just taking it from one platform and adding it in, but I really want to have videos for every single section. So I'm adding a little more work to myself. But again, I think it's just a benefit for you guys because you could just click on it and listen opposed to trying to read. But you should be giving yourself an hour a day, an hour to read, to study, to think about you, to just woo-saw, at least an hour. It is so refreshing when you give time to yourself. Steal it if you have to. Right? Steal the hour. So 1 hour, you deserve it. You need it. Okay? All right. Okay, so she was able to click on that. Okay, awesome, awesome. So yeah, and the sections that you guys see already, like I said, the majority of that, except for that management portion, will be done by the end of next week. But videos will be consistently added. Like I added a section, God and Me. I've had several people ask me on via email, my relationship with God, how do I see God in all that I'm doing? And so I did create a section for that. So my videos of me reading my my word and going over the devotion and things like that, that will be found all in that one section. And I'll be adding to that. The how do you want to be remembered? That video will be in the motivational section of our course. Okay. I have tons of motivational clips that have changed my life. Okay. They don't change your life, but they help you to think about what's going on, what you're thinking about, and help you to make some changes if you're willing. And that is difficult at times, but it is so worth it. So, yes. Thank you, Raheem and David. And so, I was walking through the cemetery on yesterday, and I do this often. I know, kind of sounds a little morbid, but it's not. And the reason I do it is because I like to see the dates that individuals were born and when they died. Sometimes you come up with individuals that are young that have passed on, and some are older, some are real old. Some died at the same time, and I just wonder, you know, how did they live their life, right? There's so many questions that go through my mind when I walk through the cemetery, and one of the main questions is, how do I want to be remembered, right? And that helps me to stay grounded with whether I'm going to allow someone else's emotions, attitudes, feelings to shift me to a negative or a positive. If I'm going to keep that to keep me down and not try to learn from it or see past maybe the ignorance in it, right? It helps me to just want to live my best life right now because I realize that tomorrow's not promised. And so that wasted energy, the wasted time, the wasted thoughts, the wasted, all of the stuff that's wasted, it helps me to get past things like that, right? I am not perfect by no means. I get upset, I get angry, but I'm done with a lot of stuff super fast because I realize that the things that I'm thinking about, it makes me feel bad, and then I'm angry, and then I don't do anything that's going to help anybody else. What's the point of that? Right? That's not what I want to do. It's not how I want to be. And so walking through the cemeteries, keeps me grounded in that. It helps me to see that I have these dreams, I have these visions. This university came through dreams, right? And even the thought of, it's not all the way completely done. And it was on me like, no, you need to put this out now because people need it right now. And it can grow as people are added in and what they're bringing to you. That's how I can help everybody at the same time, because I was running out of time, out of energy to be able to deal with. I call you guys my adoptees, and still do the things that I needed to do. So this creates that platform where I can connect and I can help, I can build and motivate and do what I call God's work, what was put on me to do, without killing myself, right? And so going back to the cemetery, and I'll post that video to the Facebook group, and again, on our platform, it will be under the motivation. And right now, I don't have any video in the motivation section. Again, I kind of wanted to wait until after this session. Last week, our session was open to everybody. This week, it is not. And so you guys, the videos that are being posted there are not always going to be the same videos that I have open to YouTube to everybody else, because you guys are special. You guys are taking the other step to want to know more, to dig in, to change. So this is going to be fun. Check out the motivational clips. I would say tomorrow afternoon, I have about 8 of them that I'll add in. Again, I'm going to add them in the morning. When I finish with this live, I'm done working for the night. So I will take care of that in the morning before my first appointment at 11:45. So guys, any questions? Yeah, Monica said that the cemetery is very peaceful. It is peaceful. You know, everybody's passion, desires, dreams, love, everything it's no longer existent in this life, right? And, you know, I'm sure that there's so many dreams, there's so many ideas, there's so many things that people have not shared with the world because they were afraid, because they didn't think to ask for help, or they lived under somebody else's thumb. They allowed somebody else to shift and to create their life. So I can't wait to put that clip up. I am going to add that one immediately because it's already uploaded. And that one is, how do you want to be remembered? I'm going to add that into the course immediately. And I'll also post that to the Facebook. I can't post it to YouTube because it is a YouTube video, but you guys, you can see that in the course. So go ahead and log in. Share, like, thumbs up. We out of here. I will post tomorrow what all the courses that are open. So I'll send out an email to everybody. So I'll send an email and I'll post it to the Facebook. All the courses that will be completed by the end of this week, and then everything else that'll be done by next week. All right. Guys, thanks for joining. We are growing, and it is time to start to move on up in our thinking and in our actions. All right. I definitely know the next week we will be talking about what we're reading. Amazon, they have an amazing Audible. I definitely pay for that monthly so that I can get, well, first of all, I like the 2-day shipping. Thank you, Raheem, for that. But also they give you points for you to be able to purchase audiobooks or books. And so that has helped me to be able to take in so much more while we're driving around. I'm always on an Audible. I'm always on YouTube. I'm always into my motivation. I was one that had a ton of damage in the past. And so one of the songs that I always listen to that will be added to the motivational section is Tasha Cobb's, which is Breaking the Chains. And I mean, every single morning, right? He was like, are we listening to that again? And I'm like, listen, I'm dealing with my own demons. And so I had that thing playing, I don't know, probably for about a year. Yes, a year. Every time something would come into my mind that made me feel uncomfortable or made me even remember something that I had gone through that had me feel some kind of way that hurt me, I would put on that song. I had that song on replay, okay? And it would just help me to get into that mind space, that the only reason why I am still feeling the way that I'm feeling is because I'm holding on to the past pains, thinking that that is helping me or protecting me, and it's doing nothing but hurting me. So I had to break the chains. So that's just giving you a little bit into what's going to be a part of the God and Me section, as well as the motivation. Tons of information for business is going to be in that motivation section. It's not just the gospel. Again, that's going to be in the God and Me section. So those that may not believe that are a part of this program, you better start believing. But I don't force anything on anybody. All right. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of the feedback, and never ever feel that you cannot tell me anything. You can be 1000% honest with me. I am one of the individuals that do not judge, and I do not overthink anything. So you can be honest and you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, even if you think, oh, I think you should do this or that. Help me out. I don't know everything. Right? God is still talking to me every day. That's why I keep my little notebook. I keep this baby next to me everywhere I go. My dream and my belief. I'm gonna open it and let you see this nonsense. Like, it's hilarious. Like, sloppy. It's crazy. Because I wake up in the middle of the night or the side of the night, and I'm like, okay, I need to put this. So if you're one that has a lot of ideas that come to you, whether you're on the side of the road, in the shower, when you're doing dishes. If you like to write, I like to write things down. Get you a little book and write it down, right? If you're one that is techie like my husband, put it on your audio and speak that thing into yourself so you can listen to it and do the work, okay? The last thing my girl asked me to do was add a tech section. So I will add the tech section also. So again, we're adding. Some people are not tech savvy, so they don't really know how to record and share that data. They're not real good with Dropbox and Google Drive and MapView. So I'm going to add that for you because I'm a techie too. So with that, guys, I'm done. Last call. Anything else? Any other questions you guys want to ask me before I let you go? Anything that comes up throughout your week, you have my email. You have the comment section, right? Use it. That is why you are paying for a membership. Use the tools that are in front of you. Help me help you. That's what we're here for. All right. And when you post it again on the group, just like on this Facebook group, other individuals like Paul, Raheem, Diane, I have several people that have posted on here. These are tools. We all are here to help one another. All right. So again, I don't see any other questions. I'm scrolling up and down. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody at all. All right. And I don't see anything, guys. So good night.